The Enlightenment Chasers, royalties of peace. We are stealing the storms back to peace that has no storm while holding on to perfect peace. It is July 22nd of 2026. This is the Golden Age Podcast, episode 81 by Mavis Free. Enlightenment of the future. Where are we going to? Where are we headed? The heat in the air is unbreathable. Asymptomatic cases are very dangerous compared to symptomatics. The reason why everyone must be tested, no matter how strong your world may be. Being tested does not mean that you are broken. Being tested does not mean that you have been broken or invaded. But for precaution reasons, to begin to solve the asymptomatic cases before, many are caught, traumatized by an unknown. United States of America is the multicultural world. Miniature. This is one of our main emphasis on this podcast. One of our main awareness, so we can be able to navigate every other war or competitions all over the world. Aware of our different points of view, we must center ourselves with the United States of America, the miniature of a multicultural world. Like Cameroon is the miniature of Africa. This month, we celebrated the United States of America's 250th anniversary, a remarkable one of that, calling attention all over the world of what enlightenment are we in accord with. What enlightenment are we in accord with to be the future of a Gen Z? Generation Z is counting on us, counting down on us while we wind down to retirement of the battlefield free, the inner mist in which we must repose, where our ancestors are at rest with their eyes open, where our ancestors are asleep with their eyes open. The partiality of perfect peace still resonates till today, without completion of our destination. We begin to ask ourselves, where are we heading to? Where are we headed? Celebrating the United States of America's 250th anniversary must enlighten the world that we are not only celebrating the the United States of America, but the world in general, of its journey of enlightenment, from the dark age to the golden age of today. What is this golden age when we still have battlefields? Yes, we have day time and night time. May look different, but are the same in perfect peace is what we are demanding. Both worlds must be of perfect peace, traditional or diaspora, traditional or of reasoning, must be of one accord. We still faced battlefield in the day and in night time. Admitting our differences is to solve the battlefield in between. Last week, or few days from now, few days past now, a brother tried to explain the history of Cameroon on the side of the southern Cameroon. Aware that we are just from struggling with the north and southern Cameroon battled into the election of the president, His Excellency President Paul Biya, and disputes have not been settled yet, such that it has even exposed differences that we have even within the southern Cameroon, though looking like together, trying to make a new nation of Amazonia, we are beginning to realize that we even have differences between us. How do we settle these disputes? We're not only trying to create awareness of problems without solving them, because there's no problem without solution. Every problem has a solution because there's always a solution before the problem. It is from the solution that the problem is coming from because we are affirming our perfect peace. We are not trying to make war. We are trying to affirm perfect peace. So, how we work, how we intervene matters. Everyone is important, but we must know what importance we are while working on our diversities, on our problems. Not being acknowledged does not mean you should create problems, but there are ways on which you can present yourself to be acknowledged. There are healthier ways of doing things. This brother talked about just leaving a house from correcting a personal dispute between two families under one roof because of social media posts. Two families, one from the northwest and one from the southwest. It indicated that the one from the southwest is writing messages that are against the one from the northwest. Not personally, but just generalizing, cause dispute in the house. Wherever you are in the world today, representing your country, even before you want to realize that you are representing your country, you should know who you are, an individual of your own mistakes, so that you do not embarrass yourself or embarrass another. We all have weaknesses. We all have weaknesses that we are solving. How we approach each other's weakness matters. Sometimes the messages that we put out there can cause anxiety in the house that and can cause separation and even evict, evicting others or depriving others from being in the society. Eviction notices became a part of this problem, that this one had to go in and try to make the other stay and not wander on the street, being in a foreign country of all. This is how intense our generalized problems get too. While we are watching television and they're talking about the Northwest, the Southwest, we take it deep down into the roots of every single home. Their struggles are very different, but the same situations causing conflicts and aggressiveness. This brother trying to solve the problem between the two families of Northwest and Southwest, reminding us that we are family, even though we struggle with these disputes of who is better than the other and who is in power than the other, and all this power men. This matter of being in power only comes with an increase in population, looking for authorities to govern the population. When we become more than two, when we become more than one, there's always need for a mediator. And there was this other sister who talked about entering a bus, and someone made a slang about the Southwest that got her so upset, and she tried to correct the person of how they approach some people in the Southwest. Like blacks being called Negroes is a problem when a white person calls a black in America a Negro. All that kind of misunderstanding, of just misinterpretations of words, how people refer words to others can cause problems. We're not trying to lose the words, we're trying to correct what the words really mean. Like in Cameroon, in the southern Cameroon, to my understanding today, something very close to the Negro is the Bayangi, which some mistaken it for meaning prostitution, which is more of like people who don't care, who care less about their bodies. But actually, what it's actually meaning, to my understanding when growing up, Bayangi actually meant people with a beauty that is so attractive. Especially the women are very attractive women. Not that they are very free and careless people. There's a difference between being free and being careless. Their beauty brings peace, not carelessness. So when we try to make others understand, we begin to realize that all this is because of our diversity and different languages, and interpretations begin to struggle. We begin to struggle with interpretations, and this is what we are facing today with our world trying to become one. Some expecting to be the ones to keep power and others not because of interpretation. Not being successful, needing to go to school, needing to be educated to be able to be in power. If you're not educated, you cannot be in power. But what is education when the education itself does not even give you the right interpretation and the right messages? Is the education rather a placement test of you being the one to educate yourself by your surrounding and the new developments all over the world? Because yesterday is not the same like today, and today is not yesterday. Some developments have become much better and easier. You need not hard work to to go for a journey. This brother tried to explain Cameroon and the southern Cameroon being divided in six divisions because of the British masters the British masters who colonized Cameroon, especially the southern Cameroon, and they divided the southern Cameroon into six divisions. I was impressed of how he explained it because I didn't really get this when I was in school because history didn't make sense to me because I didn't even understand who I was in the first place. My identity was really lost. I needed to be found first before I even understood where I was. I was still in coma of even trying to know who I am. And now understanding all of this and with the trauma going on and our celebration of achieving this state of existence and still being here. Therefore, we can solve problems. And the earlier we solve problems, the better. It said the British Southern Cameroon was divided into six divisions. You had the Cambe, Bamenda, Womb, Victoria, Mamfe, and Kumba. Mamfe happens to be that Bayangi region. And it is to the understanding that those in the southwest, Victoria, Mamfe, and Kumba, live around the coastal area where economy is much more influential, and they had this big plantation, the CDC plantation, where people from the northwest, the Cambe Bamenda Womb region, always go there to work. And for some reason, they always refer to them to like to be slaves, like the South in Cameroon, like the USA, the southern of USA versus the north of the USA, the north of the USA blaming the South for keeping slaves, and slavery was a stigma that was attached to the southern part of USA. So all the same stories, what I'm just trying to say, comparing the miniature of Africa to the miniature of a multicultural world, of the same story. Everything is the same. And if you can grasp that, you can understand every other culture of its personal point of view. They are all coming from the same situation. And having a family, even personal family affairs, being the same situation of trying to identify self from the other and minimizing the other to be at least compared to the other. Like there's always this comparison between the inner and the outside, the within and the without. And all this is just to refer us to becoming one and not divided. Some say it is impossible for the day and night to become one, but we know that there's always that in between the two that we want to get there. So, understanding all of this little expression about our conflicts, the great concern about USA and Iran at war because of the Strait of Hormuz, where the USA is trying to prevent the Iran from having the nuclear armed, from being nuclear armed. But I understand that of the nine countries that are nuclear armed and or possessed or countries that possess nuclear weapons, USA happens to be one. So when they're depriving Iran from being nuclear armed and they have theirs, what does that mean? Are they trying to destroy the idea of having nuclear arms, or are they trying to prevent some from having nuclear arm? Because nuclear arm is like power. It's like power. It's like going to school and having the education and having power to suppress others. So if you're trying to suppress the other's power, what about your own power keeping? Are you trying to keep power and suppress the other? All right, Iranians are in the United States of America, and those here have the power to suppress Iran. But that is very, very, very scary and confusing because the United States does not only refer itself to uh, 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 a mindset, it refers itself to a nation. compared to every other nation, which is very confusing if we understand what the difference is of traditional and diaspora. Diaspora in the sense that the outside, the the abstract mind of the United States of America is not of the world. It's more of enlightenment. And the enlightenment we are chasing for the future, which is perfect peace of the mind. But how can it be reached if the concrete has not been solved, which is the nation that where we understanding of the United States of America compared to Iran of a nation or two. So many nations we have now of their point of view. People make nations according to their point of view, and their number gives them the right to stand out for themselves. So every group that is standing out for themselves, having a point of view that they want to dispute about, we are trying to consider that a problem to be solved because there's already a solution before the problem. But we need to have where we have to solve important problems first. Not all problems are important. Yes, I mean emergency problems. We have short-term and long-term goals. So the short-term goals, activities or problems are what we are trying to solve first before the long-term activities. The long-term activities may be going on at the same time with the short term, but we know that the short term have to have a specific time that it has to be solved immediately. Especially that when it comes with economy, economy has to be available, especially for the young generation, Generation Z. They have to have a flexible life. All we're looking for is a flexible life, an easy life for the younger generation. So trying to prevent the Strait of Hormuz from being a trade center is what United States of America is struggling with the the Iranians who are trying to prevent the Strait of Hormuz from being a trade center where we can generate a lot of economy that can resolve the lifestyle of the Z generation that is coming up. The Z generation are those to complete the world of living the expected life, healthy life, life to its expectation before they part into integrity, from despair to integrity, so they can reach their senior ages, their senior age or senior adulthood with more evidence of integrity than we have done before and even now. This is just all this war and whatever is trying to drive at integrity for senior adulthood. From the age 65, you should be able to live a substantial life that can transition you to the other side of the inner sanctum where our ancestors repose. Our ancestors are still eyes wide open, though resting, and they can't wait to sleep because we need sleep. We have worked so hard. What will be after sleep? Greater than sleep, not worse, is our expectation. That's why we're trying to solve all the problems we can here, which are like nightmares to them, and also will become peace for us. Putting these two together, I hope it does give us some little direction of what is happening with the ocean of waves dramatizing all over the world. Like I always try for us to understand that you need not go to the ocean to know what water is like, but when a drop is sufficient. You need not go to the ocean to know what water is like when a drop is sufficient. Thank you. All right.